Mars and I have had this conversation at length and almost to nauseum that I get the better basketball player thing, right? But when I talk about accolades, and I bring up accolades, your accolades are a result of what you produced. And when we talk about comparing these guys, you were put in a position, just like this dude was, to produce. You might have been on a better team. You might have had better players, and I won't argue that point. But there was a point when you were put in a position to produce, and you didn't. He did. So I'd like to think that the accolades that I have, I did earn those.
Defensive player of the year? Absolutely. Absolutely. Amazing defender. Certainly. 100%. Can't knock Draymond's defense. I refuse to do it. I would never.
Who are y'all comparing? Brandon, Draymond Green?
No, just in
I don't know.
I'm talking about Lamarcus Aldridge, Zach Randolph, guys like that. I got big love for Mike Conley, but I would have loved to see those Memphis Grizzlies with prime Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying. But I still eat regardless of that. I think we respect Draymond for having 4 rings, being a championship contender every time they're healthy. Most of the time that they're healthy. I think they've been in contention for championships. Yeah, I can't knock Draymond for that, and I refuse to knock Draymond for that. But I still believe that Lamarcus Aldridge was so obviously a better basketball player than Draymond Green. I think it's laughable to debate it.
He was better than Draymond. I think he just did more than Draymond. I ain't gonna argue that.
I mean, Lamarcus was the second best player on that 16-17 Spurs team. Was he second best player?
But
he was balling too.
Can I counter that, Ox, by saying even with him being better at basketball, well, he had an opportunity to outplay Draymond in 2017 when they played them in the playoffs. How'd that go?
It's kind of hard to. Well, he played well.
He was the man too, by the way. Leonard goes down, it's him. He's the guy. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about being. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about being in that space and having that opportunity to do it. That's the opportunity to do it.
You took away the best player that was on the floor.
100% you did, and you are the second best player on the floor. Now it's your and this is your opportunity to step up.
But is that a criticism?
You asking? I don't know what you asking Lamarcus to do something against that Warriors team.
I ain't asking Lamarcus Aldridge to beat the Golden State Warriors. Let me make sure I'm clear on that. Whoa.
Win 2 games
for a second. I ain't saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm telling Lamarcus Aldridge because we've seen guys play against guys in series and they've lost, but you like he better than him. He outplayed him. We have seen that. So I'm not saying on any level that Lamarcus Aldridge should have just got the Santa Claus sack and threw the crew on his back and was like, all right, I'm taking us there. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying, however, is when you are in a space where we're comparing these two guys, you were at a point where it was your opportunity to step up and play better. Even with Leonard off the floor, it was your opportunity to step up and play better. And Draymond still did what Draymond did.
Chill. He had 28, 8 on 4 of 11, 18, 7 of 17, and 8 on 4 of 11. I mean, he was getting strapped. Like they weren't even letting him get the ball.
Yeah, I mean, because the game Kawhi played, he was playing well.
Yeah,
and that's because Lamarcus was being guarded without the whole defense.
And he helped. Yeah, when he helped. Yeah.
And then Kawhi goes down, and I don't know what the averages say, but after game 1, they plummeted. That's all I know. And quite frankly, I don't know if that's really his fault. Like, if I'm being honest, I don't know if that's his fault. But
he averaged 11 points in the last 3 games. So
I mean, we've seen.
So there's a direct correlation between what happens once he started getting that type of attention.
We've also seen Draymond without Steph and KD in him, and that shit was terrible.
Hey. I seen Draymond in the 2016 playoffs when Steph weren't there. He and Clay were frying Portland. I seen it.
Right.
I seen it.
So, and I've also and Mars to counter that point. I've also seen this the same Draymond when Steph Curry was out for the season talking about, yo, we're gonna suck, and he was talking about retiring.
But we're not talking about a whole year. We're talking about a series, right? That's what we did for Lamarcus. That's what we did for Lamarcus. We did a series. I seen Draymond when Steph was out in 2016. Him and Clay were looking mighty unstoppable.
Of course. I mean, I'm one of a Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Of course. But I'm just saying, I just think it's crazy for us to really pretend like we think Draymond Green's a better basketball player than Lamarcus Aldridge. Yeah. If we talk about legacy, we talk about four championships. Great, cool. And I hate to be this guy, but I'm gonna be that guy right now. I think they would. I think the Warriors would have been a lot better if you replaced Draymond with LaMarcus Aldridge.
Ron, what's your?
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that,
No,
but I don't think that means Draymond's better than LaMarcus or vice versa.
Draymond was the
I just think the Warriors need a Draymond skill set.
Yeah,
but I don't think
for
that
sure.
means he's better than.
Man, I'm telling you,
that's why I think he's better.
LaMarcus Aldridge can pass the ball.
I think he's better for that situation. I think he's better for the Warriors, but I don't think that means he's a better player.
LaMarcus Aldridge is not running the point forward. He's not going to be the point.
That's not what he's doing.
He don't got to be the point forward.
And he's not anchoring the defense like that.
He can pass Steph Curry. LaMarcus Aldridge can pass the ball to Steph, Clay, and KD too.
Wait a minute, Ox. That's different, man. We're talking about
Well,
Draymond.
that
Draymond
team,
was
yeah,
there.
I think
Draymond
they
was
win
there.
regardless. That team wins.
Okay, but
17
wait a minute.
Ox
Moss-
doesn't think.
but
Chill.
wait a minute.
Ox does not think Draymond was playmaking to
He was
any
their hub.
degree. He doesn't.
Draymond
He doesn't
was their
believe
hub.
that. He'll give Sabonis all this credit for his dribble handoffs, but won't give Draymond a lick of credit.
Wait. I want y'all to think
what?
back. I want y'all to think back. I want y'all to really think back and tell me how many times have I been up here and told y'all that I think Domantas Sabonis is some amazing passer. Go ahead, tell me. When have you heard those words come out of my mouth? Go.
I don't know about the words amazing.
No, go ahead.
I know you disagreed when I said Giannis was a better passer than Domantas.
Yeah,
but I've never heard you say.
I just want y'all to put some words in my mouth. Come on.
We're not putting words in your mouth. But what you have done, Ox, is you've told us that he's the hub of that offense. You've told us that before. As good as De'Aaron Fox was.
The same thing.
I said he was better than
James Harden.
De'Aaron Fox, and y'all told me I was tripping. So
You've told us that
was me.
before.
You did say that.
And with him
Mars disagreed.
with him being the hub of that, with Sabonis being the hub of that offense, one of the main reasons why wasn't because of his bucket getting, it's because they played through him.
But that doesn't mean. Yes, I think Domantas is better like in the open court and finding shooters. I think he has the willingness to pass. I don't think he's out there just creating everything for everybody. I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? The same way with Draymond Green. And once again, it's no knock because I think willingness to pass is the first step. That's the prerequisite. And if you have the willingness to pass, you can be a good passer. You know what I'm saying? So while I think Domantas Sabonis was the engine of our offense in a lot of times, I don't think Domantas Sabonis is his pops. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Domantas Sabonis is some incredible half-court playmaker. I think he gets nice in the open court. But it's, you know what I'm saying? So just because I'm a Domantas Sabonis guy and I talk about him averaging 6 assists, don't make it seem like I'll be up here capping for Domantas' passing ability. I think he's a great willing passer, just like Draymond Green.
Which is fair.
They're in different tiers, man.
Without Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant.
But I don't think you
can't really.
I wish Domantas was passing the ball to Steph, Clay, and
I just don't think
Durant
that you. I don't think that you gave. I don't think you gave Draymond enough credit for the hub that he was on that Golden State Warrior offense. As good as they were as offensive players, Draymond enhanced that. Draymond 100% made them better with, once again, screens, his ability, dribble handoff, finding guys when it came off screens, knowing when to get Steph Curry, knowing when to get Klay Thompson the ball. I'm not just throwing him the ball just because he's open. No, I got to make sure that I know exactly where he wants the ball. I know when to get him the ball, when we're playing fast, when we're playing in the half court, how to look a guy off and not to get him the ball right there, but wait a second and to give him the ball in that aspect. See, Draymond is a lot better playmaker, Ox, than you gave him credit for. I'm not saying that he's, to your point, Arvydas Sabonis. No, I'm not saying that. But he definitely was the hub on that Golden State Warrior offense, no doubt about it. And it gets overlooked because he's got such awesome offensive players like Curry. He's got such great shooters like Klay Thompson that it gets overlooked that he was such a good hub for them as an offensive player.
Chill. When I'm at the top of the key,
Yep.
When I'm at the top of the key and Andrew Wiggins is setting the down screen for Steph Curry, and I have Klay Thompson over in this on the weak side shooting, I don't have to be a good passer to decide, am I going to bounce past, skip a slip to Andrew Wiggins when two defenders go to Steph Curry and he's wide open for a dunk, or am I going to pass it to the second best shooter of all time, Steph Curry, when he comes out right here wide open? Or when Klay Thompson's man comes and helps Andrew Wiggins, do I, if he's up here at the elbow, do I give it to Klay Thompson? And if everybody converges over here, do I throw the little lob pass to the super athletic big, whoever he's going to be over there? It's
So anybody can do it.
That's what it sounds like to me, bro.
Anybody can do that.
No, not anybody, but I think most willing passers in that
You
situation.
thought Paul Millsap could do it. You thought that Paul
Hell
Millsap.
yeah, Paul Millsap could do that. Hell yeah, Paul Millsap could do that. I got four options because these two dudes, if you give them half an inch of space, are going to blow your head off. I got so many options. So what I'm saying is Draymond Green isn't the reason that Andrew Wiggins is wide open for that bounce pass or Kevon Looney's wide open for that lob right there. It's because I got Clay up there and I got Steph right there.
But the guys you're naming first,
nobody can guard that. I got wide open players.
The guys you're naming are score first guys. Draymond's not a score first guy. He's like you say, he's willing to pass. Those guys aren't willing. They might be willing to pass, but not on the level that he is.
You can't be a score first guy when you got Steph and Clay over here, Kevin Durant over there, all these dudes. If you are, then you're not one of the people I'm talking about. But you're telling me that if a guy like Paul Millsap or DeJuan Blair was on this team, they'd be
DeJuan was on the team.
Hold on, they would be score first guys.
Boris Diaw?
If you're
I think that's a very high compliment.
He would have been.
That's a great compliment.
Boris would have got busy. But here's the thing that we're factoring in, or that we're not factoring in. We're talking about him being the hub offensively. He was the hub defensively too.
And that's the only
hub on that team.
Ron, that's the only reason he's in this conversation. The only reason is because of that defense.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. No, it's not though.
Yes, it is. If Draymond was not a good defender, we wouldn't be having this.
Oh, of course.
The only reason we're having this conversation because of his defense.
I said that with respect. I ain't mean it like.
But I'm higher on his offense too, though. Like what Draymond does.
But his offense wouldn't get him into Lamarcus.
No, absolutely. But his offense is what makes him great. Like his defense is what makes him a star. His defense is what makes him a starter, and it makes him, be able to do what he does. His offense is what allows them to be able to take their whole dynasty to the next level. For him to actually be who he is.
I agree. His skill set plugged the gaps between everything, which I think is valuable. But I don't necessarily mean that travels everywhere because Golden State wasn't absolutely. So I see what Ox is saying. I think he's kind of underselling Draymond's impact in that situation, I think. But I do agree that he was able to be maximized in that situation. Ox, do you think Lamarcus is better than Ben Wallace?
Well, Ben Wallace doesn't. Ben Wallace did. If I said who was better, I would have to take Draymond over Ben Wallace.
Why?
I would be forced to. I would be forced to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay. But I'm saying I would be forced to take. Well, yeah. So if I got Draymond over Ben, I got Lamarcus over Ben because I got Draymond. I got Lamarcus.
So for you, it would be Lamarcus, Draymond, Ben.
So respectfully to all of these dudes, because I'm not talking about this like I think Draymond's a bum. I just want y'all to I want y'all to understand. I'm not.
You're showing love to Lamarcus. I get it. You're
right. But I think Draymond in Draymond's defense, I don't think Ben Wallace would be able to do those things on offense that Draymond does or Draymond did. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's the separator.
He's better defensively.
So every time I do this, everybody, I thought you were a defensive guy. Well, yeah, I am a defensive guy, but I can still understand that somebody that's a lesser defender than a good defender can still be a better basketball player. I just want people to play defense. I want people to respect defense. To Ben Wallace's point, it's like I know Ben Wallace wasn't necessarily a bum on offense, but he wasn't. I'm not going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But Ben Wallace will come through and punch it on you. Offensive rebounds. I'm big on offensive rebounding too. Ben Wallace was a really good offensive rebounder in my eyes. So yeah, I think I would take as far as who's a better basketball player, I would take LaMarcus over Ben Wallace too. Yeah.
Okay. I was just seeing where your head was at. I disagree. I don't agree. I think all-time defense can outweigh someone who is clearly more skilled offensively, which LaMarcus was. But I think just the value that Draymond and Ben and whatever other all-time defenders you want to throw into that mix, if you want to go like crazy far back, Bill Russell, like I think those types of defenders just can outweigh some offensive players, especially when they're not like the Luka Doncic level offensive players. But in terms of like who's a more skilled player, yeah, Lamarcus is more skilled than those two.
But Mars, what about if we just wipe the slate clean, right? And I got to put all these dudes on a certain team, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think I could plug Lamarcus in to more teams. Depending, like, and with your ability to be a lockdown defender, I think that makes you portable. That makes you portable. But with the wrong roster construction, Ben Wallace and Draymond Green,
you'll win 15 games. Yeah, with
you know
like,
what I'm
you
saying?
saw it with the 2020 Warriors. Draymond without offensive pieces, your team's not winning any games. Like, but if we were starting a franchise, quite frankly, I don't want to start my franchise with Draymond Green, but I also don't want to start my franchise with Lamarcus Aldridge. Like,
right?
Not because like he's not good. I think
Good.
you could start the foundations of an all-time
Good.
defense with Ben Wallace,
Good.
but he wouldn't be my first pick. Like, if we're looking at the league at the time, you got Tim Duncan's, Kevin Garnett's, etc. Like, I'm not choosing Ben Wallace, but like, if I'm trying to plug someone in, Draymond's skill set, assuming we're building a team, he fits. You got someone who plugs all holes on defense, and then you got someone who can be a hub on offense, can play dribble handoff game, delay action, can play in the pocket in the short roll, all of that stuff. It's like, if we're building a team, more often than not, I'm choosing Draymond over Lamarcus personally. Now we can disagree on that. That's difference in philosophy. But like, that's where I'm at with it. It's like I would choose Draymond's skill set for more teams than I would Lamarcus's, even though Lamarcus is the more skilled, especially offensively, basketball player. But I wouldn't. There's limitations to what I think you do with a guy like Lamarcus.
I respect that. And even being a guy that I'm high on defense, I would have to take Lamarcus Aldridge. Just if it's one of them things where it's like a blind draft, I don't know who's coming up. I got to take Lamarcus.
Don't you think Lamarcus played soft?
I think there was times before. I think there was times where Lamarcus was pissing me off because he stopped getting on the block and he was shooting fadeaway baseline jumpers.
But that was his game,
was
though.
really.
It was automatic though. Automatic.
And it was cash. To your point, bro, it was cash.
It was.
That's why he went to it as much as he did.
See, my thing chill with me. I'm one of them dudes where I watch the series, right? And I'm a big fan of Lamarcus. I'm really high on Lamarcus. I've always been high on Lamarcus since Texas, right? Then there was the series when he was in Portland. I can't remember who he was playing against, but I remember there was the game, and it just stuck in my mind. Like, bro, why do you keep shooting that shit?
I remember we was watching that series together.
Yes, and remember ever since that day, I'm like, bro, this shit Lamarcus.
But the thing you kept saying, and this is actually, now that you say it, now this is unpacking my feelings on Lamarcus Aldridge. I just can't get with the big man that all you do is shoot that turnaround over your left shoulder.
That's not it, Ron. Lamarcus used to get on that block, though.
He can do everything.
I've never seen Lamarcus throw a jump hook. I've never seen Lamarcus back somebody down. I'm telling you, I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying he didn't do it.
He might not have punished guys.
I don't vividly remember it. The only thing I remember, just like when people think about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they just think of a hook shot. No, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar don't let you and do this, and that, a whole bunch of other things. Lamarcus, for the most part, 85% of the time, I'm catching the ball. He gonna catch it. He gonna look over both shoulders like this and do the same move every time.
And you couldn't stop it.
If you can't stop it, why not?
No, but I think
bro,
how much
cold,
it could
bro.
be stopped is kind of being.
Yeah,
shot like 40, bro. He was shooting like 48% of them
that
shots.
mid range, we get to times in the
on.
playoffs. That mid range
That's what I'm
jumper was
saying.
looking
Y'all,
major.
y'all had to be. This is the
I
benefit.
watched that Grizzlies series.
No. That's
That
what
midi was not coming in.
It wasn't like that.
Y'all, I
being
watched
embellished
DeMar
a little bit.
DeRozan and Lamarcus Aldridge in 2019. Later, I'm not talking about Grizzlies in the Nuggets series. Y'all bringing up this nonsense. I watched both of them.
Old Lamarcus.
Lamarcus was, check out, check out. Every time.
He had an elite.
It's so annoying.
He has an elite mid range. I agree, but I think going back, you go watch
DeMar
like
sucks.
that Houston series in 2014. You go watch that Grizzlies series in 2015. That mid range would desert him sometimes. But then there's also times like 2016 San Antonio when they play against Memphis again and then OKC where the mid range is automatic and it's like, how do you stop this guy? So like it would fluctuate in the playoffs, and that's what happens with small samples. But to Ron's point, when that's his go-to, when his go-to is that fall away baseline jumper, and you have times where it's not dropping, you end up getting some really ugly stretches or series from Lamarcus. Like at least with Draymond, you know you're getting elite defense regardless.
Mm-hmm.
You're not banking on him to make shots. You're not banking on all of those things. You know he's here to anchor the defense, set a screen for Steph Curry. That's his role.
The fast break.
And you know that's going to, in every series, you know that's going to happen. Yeah, but in every series, you know that's going to happen. Lamarcus's value was more up and down. It was like, is his jumper going to be falling this series? Is it not? And then his value dissipates. But I also want to say Lamarcus was a good defender, by the way.
Yeah,
Lamarcus played defense. Lamarcus played defense. I was like,
you know, Ron, I'm sorry. No, I wasn't Kevin Garnett on the box. No, he wasn't.
Lamarcus played defense. I was
Thank you. Right there.
Yeah, Lamarcus did play defense. So there is that.
And he might not have been.
I'm just not as high on Lamarcus.
The reason I think one of the other reasons why too, Ron, is he might not have imposed his will on guys as much as you would like him to, as a four-man.
That could be the reason.
I think that, like you just talked about with his jump hook. Well, how do I get to my jump hook, Ox? I got to put that body on you, right? And I got to beat on you a little bit more. Well, I don't think that he did that enough for Ron. So Ron takes away from how good he was in his face-up game. Ron takes away from how good he was in his post game because he wasn't as physical as you would like for him to be on a box. And
he was kind of like DeAndre Ayton, kind of.
Yeah.
But better.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying in terms of like they opted for finesse over physicality, but really good touch, really good. Like he was kind of like DeAndre Ayton in a sense, but I
mean, he was a rebounder.
Really good.
Yeah, he was a good rebounder.
DeAndre Ayton's good. But like, I got Draymond personally. I got Ben Wallace too. Like, so difference in philosophy.
Oh, so you got him last then? Okay.
Yeah, I would have Lamarcus last. I go Draymond 1, Ben Wallace 2, Lamarcus 3. But
man, Ben Wallace.
Yeah, Lamarcus had an interesting prime too because he had some years where he was like elite, and then like okay, and then he kind of had a resurgence. He was like good, and then he was like really good. Went to the Spurs, kind of had a couple down years, and then randomly had another like 2 really, really good basketball seasons.
Well, it wasn't randomly. It was
Swiper. Was there ever a year? Because I can confidently say there was a year when Draymond Green was the best defensive player in the game. Can you give me a year when Lamarcus Aldridge?
No.
Can you give me a year when Lamarcus Aldridge was the best four-man in the game?
Well, so it would have to have been Blake Griffin was still better.
It was Blake.
That 11 to 15 would have been Blake.
Can't hear you. Was he ever better than Kevin Love at any point?
No, he wasn't better. He wasn't better than Kevin Love.
He wasn't better than T-Wolves Kevin Love.
He wasn't better than Minnesota.
He was better. He was better than.
You don't got to do this, Ox.
I can't
don't have to do this.
He was not.
He wasn't better than T-Wolves Kevin Love. He
was not.
Kevin Love won the issue for me. It wasn't Kevin Love that was the issue for me. It was the first name that I knew he was going to say.
Blake Griffin.
He was better than Blake. You think he was better?
You think Lamarcus was better than Blake?
Really?
Blake better than Kevin Love.
But Kevin Love was he was better than Kevin Love when Kevin went to the last years with the Cleveland.
With the Cavs,
Yeah, I'm saying you can say Cavs love like 2017 times. Yeah, but by that point Anthony Davis is coming. So he wasn't the best four-man in the league.
A few power layups, and all of a sudden.
Oh, cut it out, man. When Blake was
this the shit we talking about.
All of a sudden, a couple power layups.
No, we're not doing that.
Blake was better.
Those was dunks.
Blake,
you don't
call him what you want. Blake was better than Lamarcus.
He's a better player.
Blake was a better player than Lamarcus.
He was better around
whatever you want to call him.
That's fine.
Especially once you get to like 2014, 2015. That's not even a question by that point.
And so at that time, season,
yeah, but once you get to like 2014, when Blake's added that post game and he's got actual moves that he can get to, he's clearly better than Lamarcus. If you want to say rookie Blake and stuff, like I'm fine with that because rookie Blake really was
like 2015 playoff run from Blake Griffin versus the Spurs and who they played in the next round, Mars. They played the Spurs that year.
2015 they played the Rockets in round 2.
Yeah, he was going nuts in both of those series, and he was giving Tim Duncan work. So I think he was clearly the best.
Kevin Love either.
Well, he was, but Kevin Love.
Depends what years you're talking about.
But Blake Griffin was really good. That was 18, 19?
Yeah, but that's where all the way at 2019.
Yeah,
Kevin Love was like that. Like you're never gonna convince me Kevin Love wasn't like that.
Blake wasn't better than Kevin Love.
Now, chill. You talk about sacrifice because you brought up Tatum. That was the first real, and even over Bosh, Real.
I think Kevin Love
sacrifice.
was better than Blake. I think that Blake, like early Clippers Blake, I think Kevin Love was better. I think he was better.
Kevin Love out of Minnesota could have been. He was what was he?
Man.
Finished.
Kevin Love.
Like,
Like, imagine if
13,
you were Kevin Love
Like
running the floor.
2014 Kevin Love, like you can say 2013 as well, but he got hurt. So like 2012 to 14 Kevin Love, ridiculous.
Was that the 33
that's-
year?
Ridiculous. Well, he came in 09. He was in Russ Westbrook's draft. So.
08. He showed
Yeah.
up the year before Russ. No, yeah, I'm sorry.
But
the year
like
that Russ-
Kevin
08.
Love from the start of the 2010s until he joined Cleveland, top 3 power forward in the league, I think.
He was good in
I-
transition.
I might be
He was good in the
forgetting names,
post.
but he was
He was one of the best rebounders in the league.
13
Like,
rebounds a game. Is
I
nuts.
love
only
Kevin
was-
Love, man.
not only was
elite
he
offensive
he was
rebounder,
on
could
the
shoot the
floor,
3.
too.
Wait.
Passes.
One more time, Verb. I want to make sure I heard you
Game.
right. One more time, Verb.
I said I love Kevin Love, man. He was good, but that was an empty number, bro. They was losing. They were losing.
You
Lamarcus
expect them to
Aldridge-
win in Minnesota? Like, be serious. You expected them to win games?
I wouldn't say that. I felt like they could have made the playoffs at least once.
What year? Give me a year.
The year-
What are the years you just named?
Two of them
So
last
20,
11,
2011. Well, hey, I love me some Michael Beasley.
Huh?
Michael Beasley was their second best player. Like, I'm sorry.
I
That's
love
not
Michael
making the
Beasley.
playoffs in the West. That's not making the playoffs in the West. Like, let's be serious. That's not making the playoffs in the West.
But they had Rubio
Yeah.
too.
What's like, that's
Rubio,
rookie
Beasley.
Rubio. That's rookie
That's
Rubio.
rookie
Right?
year.
Rookie-
No, Rubio was.
Is it no?
No,
Rookie didn't come
no.
over
No, because
straight
didn't
away.
he play
It
over?
was
Because
rookie
he was
Rubio,
drafted in
2011. That was
07, I believe.
No,
Yeah,
Rookie Rubio was
Ru-
drafted in 2009, but he
No,
didn't
it was
come over
09.
right. He didn't come
Oh.
over right away, right? Or am I wrong?
I thought he played in 09.
That's
The next year.
Kevin Love had 3
I might be wrong. I don't remember.
Chill in
crazy.
2012.
Watching my fair
Either way
share
it
of
goes,
Michael
it was still
Beasley film,
Rubio though.
that team wasn't making the playoffs. I can assure you of that. That team sucked. I've
Yeah,
watched
Rubio
too
was
much
in the
2011 Timberwolves film.
Ricky
much, 'cause
Rubio
Michael
came in
Beasley-
09. He didn't play till the 11-12 season.
See, he wasn't even there in
Okay.
2011. I'm like, I watched too much of that Timberwolves team. That team sucked. They won like 20 games. They were trash. 2012, that team that was Ricky Rubio's rookie year. Pekovic was there.
Shout out to Nikola Pekovic for real.
Facts, shout out.
Who else?
Shout
was on
out
that
Big
team?
Peg.
Who else was on that team? Like Luke Ridnour was on that team.
Respect.
Darko Milicic was on that team. Like the team sucked. So like that team wasn't winning anything.
Corey Brewer was over there at this moment, right?
2012.
Or was he gone?
17 and 60.
Isn't that
Corey
around
Brewer,
when
I
he got
don't-
that 50-point game over there?
You were looking at the right era, but I don't think Corey Brewer was there that year.
I don't know.
I might be wrong. I'll check. I don't want to just be saying things off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
2012 Timberwolves. Bear with me. 2012 Timberwolves.
At the
we're
end of the day,
looking
it
at-
was still.
So
empty numbers.
in terms of 2012 Timberwolves, you got Kevin Love played 55 games lockout season, by the way. So 55 of the 66 or whatever.
Yeah.
He's averaging 26 and 13.
Mhm.
Their next leading minutes player was Ricky Rubio as a rookie, who averaged 11 points per game, 8 assists, shot 36%
Second
from the
rookie of the
field.
year.
Luke Ridnour was on that team, averaging 12.
Remember they drafted my boy Johnny Flynn.
Yeah, but they drafted him years. But I don't
He
even
was
think
out the
Johnny
league
Flynn was
by
there
this
anymore.
point.
Yeah, Johnny Flynn wasn't even there. No more. Martell Webster was there.
Shout out Martell.
JJ Barea, fresh off the championship, was now in Minnesota. Like this team sucked. Like I'm reading the names. This team
Yeah.
sucked.
But
What-
to-
what
to-
team they in?
What they went
2013,
26 and 40.
2013 Kevin Love was hurt. 2013 Kevin Love was hurt. He played 18 games, and then 2014 they were like 500, but they missed the playoffs. Like they were close.
Yeah,
West
they were
was
40
really-
and 42.
Like the West was just really good in 2014. Like getting the Timberwolves to damn near 500. This was when Corey Brewer was there. Corey Brewer, Kevin Martin. Kevin Martin is probably the best player he's played with to this point. Pekovic missed like 30 games. Corey Brewer, Ricky
that was
Rubio.
a big old what was he Russian? He wasn't Russian. What was he?
I want to say he was from like Montenegro. or
Kevin
something.
Love was giving you
Yeah, he had
26
the
and
big
12
ass-
on damn near.
Yeah, he was
not
at the
saying the
strongest
numbers
player in the
weren't
league.
great.
His claim to fame was that the
Kevin Love
strongest player.
It didn't mean
different, bro.
anything.
Like he was
Yeah,
giving you
Kevin-
38% from
I'm
3
gonna
on
make you.
six.
I don't know
he
what
was-
to tell you. They
man,
had no
Kevin
chance
Love
of
was
making the
something
playoffs. The
else.
fact that they even got to 500 is
to
impressive.
Verb's point, Mars, I'm looking at this.
Like
and
the
I know we
playoffs that
got-
year was the Suns. The Suns were the 8 seeds.
Yeah.
Wait, were the Suns the 8 seed or the 9 seed? 1, 2,
We box
3,
score
4,
watching, but,
5,
I mean,
6, 7, 8.
Kevin
The
Love-
Suns were the 9 seed and won 48 games.
I remember that.
How the hell were the Timberwolves meant to make the playoffs?
No, I understand what you're saying. I get it, and I understand what y'all saying. I just can't put him over Blake, and I can't put him over Lamarcus Aldridge.
Meanwhile,
I'm gonna keep it real with you. K Love clears Blake.
Meanwhile, to your point,
I think he was better than Blake.
That's
at that
wild,
point.
bro.
Hey,
I just want to make sure that I'm reading this correctly, John D. 32 and 12,
Mhm.
32 and 21,
bro,
30 and
Blake was some
18,
difference.
33 and 17,
Mm-hmm.
20 and
I said Blake,
15,
Kevin Love.
22 and 13,
Mhm.
42 and 10.
Were they winning these
Kevin
games?
Love was different. That's what I'm
He
trying
was
to
like
tell y'all.
32
Like,
and
bro,
12. He's
Ver.
32 and 12 minus 14, 32 and 20 minus 2, 19 and 15 minus
for what-
14. I'm almost 20 and 20, and I'm a minus.
And we can say they weren't winning games. I had to look this up because Kevin Love was an impactful player. With Kevin Love on the
Yeah, act
court,
like I'm saying he's not.
yeah. Well, you're kind of dismissing
not-
him because they missed the playoffs. With Kevin Love on the court in 2014,
Yeah.
the Timberwolves had a +6 net rating.
Mhm.
That's the equivalent of the Miami Heat that year.
Mhm.
Who won
That's the
NBA
4th best net rating in the league.
Who won
Right,
the
yeah.
When
NBA
Kevin Love was off the court,
Don't break
they
down
had a
Cleveland.
-5.
Which
The reason they weren't winning wasn't Kevin Love. The reason they weren't winning was because when Kevin Love wasn't on the floor, the team
The
sucked.
non-love
They were,
minute.
they were a good team when Kevin Love played. They were a really good team. Now, I'm not going to say they were the 4th best team in the league when Kevin Love plays because there's context to that. You don't play all 48 minutes.
No, I get it.
And once again, like if I look at the Heat with LeBron on the court, you're going to see more than +6. But point is, when Kevin Love played, when he was on the court, the Timberwolves were a good team. When Kevin Love was not on the court, the Timberwolves sucked. You said it was empty stats. You said it was empty calories. How is it empty calories if the Timberwolves are performing like one of the better teams in the NBA when Kevin Love's on the floor? How's that empty calories?
30-20 ain't empty. Fuck that. Y'all ain't selling me that.
Chill,
Right, he
Caleb.
put
Caleb-
up good numbers on a bad team. They were good when he was on the court. I understand.
Caleb had a midi pull up. Caleb had block work. Caleb was a glass.
He could run and
cleaner.
transition.
Yeah, he had the pick 'em pop three.
He one of the best
Like,
guys.
outlet
I'm not disagreeing with that
passes.
stuff, bro.
Running
Ron,
the
remember
floor.
where we are
Imagine
at
if
this
K
point,
Love
Ron.
played with CP3.
Remember where we are at this point, Ron. We transitioning into the long ball era. That's what we doing. And with us transitioning to the long ball era, Kevin Love wasn't shooting long balls at the end of shot clocks. That was part of their offense. Like they had that part. They had
Shot 38% from 3 that year.
Right. That was part of their
6
offense.
attempts.
With him cracking the long ball. He wasn't just shooting it just because it was the end of the shot clock or I had to get a shot off because nobody else was open. No, it was running plays for him to do that. And when I think about him, not in addition to him going 30 and 20, 20 and 20, like that shit ain't empty to me. Hell no. They just weren't that good.
The thing about it, Chill, and this is my thing, like with the empty stats, and I do get it. If your stats aren't leading your teams to wins, we might have to question some things.
Like I can get with the other stuff.
But one thing that's never questionable is when you, over a course of 82 games, in his case, I think it was 55, when you average 26 and 13, you know how hard that is to do.
Shit, bro. That's KG.
Yo, that is like, it's like
I know it wasn't leading to nothing.
0.5% of people can do that.
And
I understand.
definitely-
Like I said, I
could
understand what y'all
definitely
saying.
get with that.
When we comparing it
wasn't
to
leading
two
to
dudes that had better teams.
Yeah, they
Pretty
wasn't
sure we
winning.
put Lamarcus
They-
Aldridge on that team. I'm pretty sure he will average more points. He won't average the rebounds that Kevin Love had, but I'm pretty sure he averaged more points or something close to that. I'm for sure.
And they would miss the playoffs too, but that wouldn't mean we need to bash Lamarcus for not making the playoffs. Like Kevin Love, numbers are determined by who's around you. Kevin Love, absolutely. He didn't just go from 26 points per game in Minnesota to 18 in Cleveland because he just fell off a cliff as a basketball.
No.
Oh no, I'm not saying that.
Who's around you changes your averages. We
Absolutely
understand.
facts.
Kevin Love averaged 26 and whatever because he was given the license to do so. Absolutely. But his skill set, offensively, because defensively it left a lot to be desired. We can all agree. Offensively, there was no power forward in the league at that time that had the skill set that Kevin Love had. That combination of post work, strength, touch, shooting ability from all over the court, the passing ability, the outlet passes, the variety, the versatility, the rebounding. There was no power forward in the league that had that combination of skills that Kevin Love had. There's a reason why the Cavs wanted Kevin Love. There's a reason why when LeBron joined the Cavs and it was Kevin Love and now Kyrie, that team was deemed as ridiculous because Kevin Love was one of the 10 best players in the league.
No,
in my opinion, my humble opinion.
He
Kevin Love was one of the
better
10
than-
best players in the league.
He was better than Chris Bosh.
Yes. Yeah. Especially at that time. Remember this.
At their apex, probably not.
No. After Apex, Kevin Love was better. But
Kevin Love better than Chris Bosh.
Chris
He
Bosh
might be-
at this point was on the downside too. This was right
But
before.
yeah, 2014 clearly.
This is right before the
But I
blood
think
clot.
Kevin Love is a better player than Chris Bosh.
Wait. So what's peak Kevin Love?
Well, Kevin Love peaked is like
2014, those years, like 2012 to 14.
12,
Okay, and what's
11,
Peak
11
Bosh? Peak Bosh was right before he got to the Heat.
yeah.
My
I would
humble
say,
opinion is he was actually probably better in Miami, but you could say like 8 to 10.
I'll speak for Kevin Love. Kevin Love was 11 to 13. That's when his was 11.
You can say like 08 to 10, Chris Bosh, 07 to 10 if you want. I think Chris Bosh, when his defense got better in Miami, was probably a better player, but the numbers don't bear that.
But
out,
see,
so I'm fine with
that's why I would probably take Chris Bosh over Kevin Love. Because although Kevin Love's offensive production may be a little better, Chris Bosh is bringing that defense. And he's just more athletic. He's a lob threat.
Kevin Love was like a much better rebounder, though. Like he was probably he had the best rebounder in the sport. And that mattered.
I'll give you that.
Like, that mattered a big time, especially in 14.
Yeah.
Like this was a
especially because K Love used to work early, put himself in position to go get the ball. Man, K Love was a dog on the rebound. It's I would watch a Kevin Love rebounding highlight tape.
He was the best rebounder in the league.
It was that beautiful. John D, if you did that, you already one of my favorite people. You'd be hands down. Like John D, that would be beautiful work right there. Kevin Love's rebounding ability was amazing. I loved it. I loved it.
All right,
overhead, two-hand passes.
I'm about to run a poll right now. I'm asking you guys who's better, Pete K Love or Pete Chris Bosh. Also, we're about to get into these members chats, super chats, all type of chats that you guys have sent through because it is the crunch time chat hour. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. I do want to just throw out there before we get into these chats. It's funny how Chris Bosh and Kevin Love both have lost multiple championships due to one person. But that's neither here nor there. We don't have time to get into that. Let's talk about these super chats.